Hi guys, Puddin here with the game for you, my Tier 8 Premium Pan-Asian Destroyer, the LoYang. We are on one of the variants of North, and I can't remember what my captain skills and my modules off the top of my head are, but of course I will be showing you what they are, but because this is the LoYang, I'm probably running at least superintendent. Would probably be a standard DD build. But as you can see, what I want to do is go to what is that, D? But instead of going it through the front route like the shimmy is, I want to come along the side route here. Now, if you notice, I don't have a speed boost or faster get out of trouble button, which is why I want to take this sneakily. I want to take this a little bit more to where I can have a lot better coverage to where most of the cruisers are going to sit, because most of the cruisers are going to be sitting around this area, like E7, or sometimes there will be one up at the D8 area, especially if something's trying to go down the 9-10 line. I want to come in straight at this, turn my, well, of course I'm turning my ship to the right, but what I ultimately want to do is turn towards the left, have my nose facing towards C, and then just back up into the cap. Now I am trying to, figure out what it is that is over there. I ping the map, let everybody know where my RPF is hitting. I'm still not exactly the best at the get facing in the correct direction on the first go around, but still, I'm trying to let people know, like, I'm not sure if it's the Bismarck or not, but I'm going to send some torpedoes that way. Now, I do believe these are the 9-kilometer torpedoes, and it's like, oh my god, everything is right here, and this is the last thing I wanted. So, of course, I'm going to immediately panic smoke, and then I'm going to panic hydro. Now, I'm not too worried about the Hens and Yangs torpedoes, but I am worried about the Bunsen torpedoes, because those can and will kill me if they do hit me, because I took a lot of damage getting spots in on these guys. Now, those are a Bunsen torps, and really I just should be able to have to pull forward just a little bit to avoid those. I managed to go a little bit too far forward. You know what? Better safer than sorry. But luckily my hydro is picking up all these torps that are coming out, so everybody should be aware of what is coming out. Now, I'm not 100% sure if I'm ever going to put the module, or if I can put the module for longer hydro on the LoYang, just because I just don't play the ship that much. But the ships that are kind of scary for me right now is the Z52, because it's got longer range hydro, and the Curfers, because it does have the longer range tier 10 hydro. I am trying to check what the Curfers is doing. He's this close. I might as well try to back up and take the chance, because I do believe I am within hydro range, and I'm not hydroed, which means he might not spot these torps. Of course, he may or may not hit his hydro as soon as the shimmy torps get near him, or if he figures out if I'm still in the area. But right now I'm playing it really extremely risky, because he's got to have his hydro available, and you know what? There it is. And that's what I mean by risky. I'm taking an awful big risk staying in this area, because, you know what? He had to have had his hydro available, and he's just waiting to put a push on now. Of course, what I did was try to get as close to this island as much as possible, because that will pretty much guarantee his secondaries are any shots coming in at me actually connecting, because if I get some distance, they are going to be able to arc over that little the little end there, which is why I turned back in towards the island instead of trying to make it out, because you know what, the guy just wasn't coming, so there's no point in trying to get the second set of torpedoes off. There's no point in fighting over the cap right now because, well, hydro, I'm low health. You know what, let the big boys do it, you know, let the cruisers and and the battleships take care of it, because luckily we aren't in a carrier game. This game was taking place this game took place last weekend, I should say. So most of the carriers have come down. Now, unfortunately, our battleship goes down to the DD he did manage to kill. But there's the Benson, and I'm just going to kind of drop torpedoes to be like, you know what, if he hits them, great. If not, it's going to force him to do something he might not want to. But I pop my smoke even though I don't have my hydro up, because sorry about that, guys. You know what, just because better safe than sorry. About half health, and that Salem can really wreck me. Now, of course, as soon as my hydro comes back, I'm going to pop it. And oh, look, torpedoes. If you were surprised by those torpedoes, you really have to think about, what do smoke screens like to do? They like to shoot and torpedo things. And that looks like an angry smoke cloud. But as you can see, the Bunsen, it didn't stick around the smoke, and I do believe that was because partially I was in the area. Now, the one thing I like about running priority target over preventative maintenance, usually I have last stand for the preventative maintenance part. While it will not protect my torpedo tubes or my guns, it will protect the extremely important turn and run away, i.e. your rudder and your engine. The other thing is, nobody's targeting me, so I can continue to do this harassment thing even at this kind of lowish health. You know, I mean, not with impunity, because if somebody decides to start targeting me, it could potentially hurt. As I had to, you know, stop doing what I was doing to pay attention to a destroyer who dropped torps in front of me. This is probably the guy who goes into the next game and says, oh, some idiot ran into my torps. As you saw what he, just by him doing there, one, I hear a torpedo. Okay, I gotta start looking around what's going on. Two, he limits my action to be able to cut back in to potentially deal with anything, because I have to avoid his torpedoes. Now, nothing was said in chat. He never hit me with the torps, but you know what? If you do something like that, at least say something, guys. Because then if the person runs into it, be like, I tried to tell you, I'm sorry. Even if you tell somebody and type something in about dropping torps while somebody's in front of you, it's your fault. I'm sorry. It will always be your fault. They're your torps. They're your responsibility. Dropping torps like that guy did, all it does is cut avenues of maneuverability off for the person you just torped in front of, trying to torp something. And as you see, he completely failed. Now, enough of me ranting about people who just drop torps nilly-willy sometimes. I ain't going to fault them too bad, and, you know, I just want to move on from it. But we are now starting to Cap D. As you can see, they only have one enemy destroyer left. They still have the ship lead because, well, no, we have the ship lead. They have the points lead because they've got the caps. This is still not like anybody's game. This still could change hands really easily. You know, they have some healthy ships. Some of us are low health ships. The battleships can easily just wipe out a cruiser, and, you know, points can start switching back and forth relatively quickly now. As I just was going to do a widescreen because I wasn't sure where it was at. I reverse failed the wrong way, so I couldn't drop that set of torps. But this is what I mean, like, you know, we're still like 200 points down. We're losing ships, but we do have the advantage in destroyers. And this is usually what happens when people fail to kill destroyers. I'm not going to say that, these guys are bad or anything, but you know what? When I was shooting out in the open, you saw nobody targeting me. You can see here are two people targeting me, but I knew I was going to get behind the island and some safety, so I'm like, you know what? I might as well try to get some cheeky shots in on this Neptune. I might as well say, hey, Neptune, over here, over here, over here. And maybe have my torpedoes fall completely short. Oh, wait, no, that did happen. But maybe have the Shimmy's torps connect on the guy because he's paying attention to, oh, no, I'm shooting over here. But, I mean, you always hear Lord Zath, and we'll plug time. Don't forget to check out Lord Zath on Saturdays for his theater replay. Zath has a famous saying, shoot it till it's dead. You gotta shoot it until it's dead. I'm just as effective at 5,000 HP as I am at 17,000. I can smoke, I can hydro, I can torp, I can cap, and they're only down to one destroyer. Unfortunately, I do believe it's the Z-52. I'm not 100% sure, but still, it's, it's still not the best situation for them because they have to rely on their one DD to do it all. To where, well, we had three, but we have two. Like I can easily come over here and cap this. Well, the Shimmy is trying to defend the decap, i.e., he's trying to damage farm, but still he is defending the cap by sending torpedoes and pushing these guys away. As the Rune finishes off another ship that the Shimmy is possibly spotting for him. Now, I do believe the Z-52 is actually on the battleship's hydro, but you know what? This guy ain't paying attention to me. I might as well smoke up and shoot, because this is going to let me know if he's got his hydro on. I'm going to pop my hydro because I'm not going to take the chance or try to type out how long on your hydro, because I'd probably be dead or the game would be over by the time I managed to pull that fantastically stunt off. But if the Kerfur's hydro's down and this guy's still spotted, the Kerfur's has to know my hydro's up. Now, luckily for me, the Z didn't do anything, shoot at me, pay attention. Maybe this gentleman, maybe the Z's hydro's down. But I'm trying to see if I can send torps, what this guy's doing. But considering I got the cap, I feel confident enough to where I can move out and just start shooting the Z-52. First shot, overshot, because well, I actually thought it was moving instead of slowing down. Luckily, knocked out his engine. I'm going to continue to take some shots, but I'm actually targeting the Kerfurs, the Frederick D. Grosser, or the Freddy as I call it, with some of my torpedoes. And really at this point, I'm praying to God the Kerfurs would have taken a shot on the DD, but I'm not sure what happened there. I still can't believe his secondaries weren't going off on the guy. Like, well, I'm not sure, but luckily this guy's like a one-hit kill. And you know what? I don't know whose hydro that is going off, but if we kill this guy, it's going to really narrow down the suspects. So it was definitely his hydro. As we definitely got a flood in on the Frederick D. Grosser. Now, we are still losing, but we have been able to maintain that ship lead. I've been able to stay alive on low health, and this is what I mean. I'm still just as effective at dealing with ships at this HP than if I 17,000. Now, of course, going into a knife fight with DDs is a whole nother story. But you just take a different approach. Make sure you have a friend that can possibly help. But especially dealing with battleships that can't, hopefully don't spot you. And if you do run across the Missouri, you're at least 9.5 kilometers away for it, or you're 6 kilometers away from a German battleship to stay out of the radar and hydro ranges of those two ships. I'm going to turn and try to drop my torps on this Frederick. Now, I don't know if he used his DCP or what, because I really wasn't paying attention to timers. I am trying to drop these torps just a little bit behind because of the way I believe this guy's going to turn. While it may say out wide, because that's initially how he's going, he is actually going to be coming in on the inside. Now, I was thinking about stopping up and smoking and shooting this guy, but you know what? There's no reason. I can just safely cap, get this cap away from them, start getting these things, start generating points for us. And, you know, hopefully help win the game as the Turpitz finishes off somebody else. But what I don't understand, what I do believe is about to happen, is this guy's got to have his damage control party back. Why is he letting this flood out? This is a mystery to me. I don't know why the enemy didn't really try to push and cap the decap as I get a liquidator on this gentleman, which pretty much means he probably took the full flood from the last time and then just let that flood finish and kill him. I do believe the rune is going to get the final kill on this guy as we wrap up this, I wouldn't say come from behind, but this victory. And now time for the post-battle results. Now, I do hope you guys enjoyed this replay. I hope you did learn something. And if you see mistakes, point them out in the comments down below. And also, don't forget to check out our friends on Twitch, Static, Oni, Sea Raptor, and Lord Zath. Obviously, those links are down below. And Doyle, and I will try to get a link for Doyle. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. Sorry for no community replay. That is completely my fault. I apologize for that. There are some things going on that I will address in tomorrow's video. But we do appreciate all the support. We do love the videos that you guys send in. The email for that is in the description down below. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button and have yourselves one heck of a great day.